Hello everyone. February the 11th I brought out a newsletter mentioning what was coming upon us with regards to the coronavirus. Then March the 4th I published a Trumpet alert called The Beginning of Sorrows. If you're not prepared practically, you are probably too late. Many essentials are already sold out. You could be forced to home quarantine tomorrow. No one could really imagine the changes that were upon them in the weeks following. March 16th I published another Trumpet alert called Facing Facts. I mentioned the exponential increase of cases and deaths and the doubling of cases about every 4 days. That curve is still happening today, although not as clear everywhere depending on the testing regime. These numbers seem surreal, but the potential threat is real, and the way it goes, it might become reality to a great extent. It were 4 crazy weeks, and we are still in the beginning stages. No matter what you might think of this crisis, whether it's instigated or not, it is real. People die. Hospitals and medical care facilities are overwhelmed. More and more countries are choosing to go on lockdown. Here in Greece we are on lockdown since yesterday, and we need now to fill out a form when we want to go out, declaring for what reason. So some countries still try to hold this off, but it will come there as well. We are a bit like dogs. We were allowed to run free in the fields, but now we are called back and put on a lead. We've become prisoners in our own houses. A prison with invisible bars, kept inside by an invisible enemy. What do we make of all this? People wonder. But unfortunately Christians wonder. Although we have the intel, we can know the playbook. We focus in particular on Bible prophecy in this ministry. And so often we found brethren uninterested, saying, "I am ready anyway, I will see it when it comes," etc. And now many of those are left with question marks and wondering what to do. Jesus said specifically of this situation, it is the beginning of sorrows. So embrace. What is next? In the newsletter over a month ago I alluded to the economic consequences. In the meantime, millions of people globally have lost their jobs. Thousands of companies are on the brink of bankruptcy or already past it. How will people survive without their income? One solution which is presented is that of Universal Basic Income, called UBI. That means that everyone receives a basic income from the government. It's much cheaper or less costly than trying to bail out companies with many trillions. And this is the first step in a fundamental change in our global economy. The step that will follow, not right away, but in the near future, is that it will be a universal currency. And it will be issued digitally, not as cash money. Probably a cryptocurrency. How do I know that? Because of what it says in Revelation 13, verse 18. There it speaks of the mark of the beast, without which no one can buy or sell. But wait a minute, is this the mark of the beast? No. That is still beyond the horizon. Why? Because of what it says in the next chapter, Revelation 14. That mark will have spiritual implications as well, making man unredeemable. But what we see before us is the forming of a foundation of all that is prophesied. As the past weeks have shown, we go in leaps, not gradually. In the short term, expect a further limitation of your freedom of movement. Not permanently, but long enough to make many people desperate. Further, expect great economic and financial changes. In the meantime, stay safe to preserve your health and that of your loved ones. And keep looking up, because your redemption draws near.